Why can't I drive?
You'll have plenty of time to show off your driving skills to Libby. Right now you should be focusing on your exam.
English will rompity.
Oh, I'm glad you're so confident.
I think what Dan was trying to say is that he's packing death over the chemistry exam.
I am not.
The amount of studying you two have been doing, you shouldn't have any problems. At least I take it that's what you've been doing.
Yeah, of course. Oh, it must have been an accident. Heading towards the school.
I hope one of the kids hasn't been knocked out.
Excuse me, let me through.
I don't know. Hey, Dan, got your new daddy on the case, eh? Corey?
Boss.
What's happened?
Mrs. Ball, the principal, her husband found her on the office floor.
When?
About 10 minutes ago when he arrived for work. All right, guys, out of the way, please. Her husband found her lying face down, head towards that door.
Right. So she was facing her assailant.
An argument that got willing?
Or she heard someone and came out to investigate. Is this the assault weapon?
The office manager said she kept it on her desk.
So the assailant just grabbed the closest thing to hand.
Which would suggest it isn't premeditated.
Could have been an interrupted burg.
Except, A, there's no sign of forced entry. B, nothing missing. And C, the alarm was switched off.
Oh, Vivian Ball isn't popular with the students. They call her ball breaker.
How is she?
They're prepping her for theatre. They have to relieve the pressure on her brain. They don't know how much damage.
She's in good hands.
Do you know what happened?
She was hit with a rock, a paperweight from a desk. Do you have any idea who might have done this to her? Has she had any problems recently? Expelled anyone?
You don't think one of the students? No, I can't think of anyone who'd resort to something like this.
I believe you discovered her this morning. What time was that?
About 8:15.
So when did you last see her?
About 8:30 last night, when she went out.
And you didn't realise until this morning that she hadn't come home?
No, I went to bed about 11 and I slept right through.
Sleep in the same bed, the two of you?
Of course. I did think it was strange that she hadn't woken me, and when I found that she wasn't in the house, I called her mobile but got no answer, so I went into work and found her.
My point is that if I had a wife who didn't come home to bed all night, I would notice way before morning.
Well, maybe he's a heavy sleeper. Hey, isn't that the sun? Hey, Mitch, isn't it?
Yeah. I had to get some air. I couldn't hack it in there.
I've spent too much time hanging around hospitals myself.
Yeah?
Mitch, do you have any idea who might have done this to your mother? When did you last see your mum?
Last night, as she was leaving to go back to school.
So it was just you and your dad keeping each other company?
No, I went to a mate's place.
Until what time?
About 11.
And was your dad home when you got back?
I guess so. I went straight to bed.
So you didn't see him?
No. What's all this about?
Oh, mate, it's just some questions that we have to ask.
So you think the husband's involved?
Oh, just the son can't corroborate his story.
Well, he definitely called his wife this morning. There's a missed call here on her mobile.
From their home number?
Yep.
Speaking of which, sirs, Brad called for you.
Thanks.
That doesn't prove anything.
I just don't think we can rule out a bird gone wrong.
Several times.
Crime scene have confirmed there's no forced entry.
Well, they could have come in during school hours, hidden somewhere till everything was quiet.
Also, there's nothing missing.
You still have no evidence of a domestic.
Well, feels like the work of some kid to me.
All right, then we'll go back to the school.
Ben, just ran into a girlfriend of mine from regional headquarters. You seem to have forgotten something.
No.
The permanent sergeant's position. Application's closed tomorrow.
And?
What, you're not applying?
Well, there's not much point, is there, with Rusty on the selection panel? We off?
Yes, get on that. Suze?
Oh, yeah, I'll ring him later. I
can't believe he's not even going to make the effort.
Can you see Falcon Price giving him a promotion?
Yeah, well, if he doesn't, Ben should do him for discrimination.
Leave it to me.
Don't you get on with the Inspector?
Oh, you could say that.
Hey, get off! Break it up, you two! Daniel, what is going on?
Nothing.
Yeah, what's your name?
Corey.
Corey what?
What do you want to know?
I'll need a name to put on the charge sheet.
What charge sheet?
In case Daniel wants to lay a complaint for assault.
No, look, it was nothing. It was just a misunderstanding.
We're still waiting on the name.
Fisher. Satisfied?
What was the fight about? We should report this to the acting principal.
Yes, we should.
What is the story with the ball breaker?
Mrs. Ball is in a bad way, undergoing surgery.
Real bummer that.
You know anything about that?
Man, why would I?
I thought you might know someone around here who might want to have a crack at it, get back at it for some reason.
No way, it's a low act. If I heard anything, I would have told Mitch. He's a good mate.
Just keep your nose clean.
Any new leads?
Any of the kids know anything, they're not telling us.
They were more interested in the fight that we broke up when we arrived, involving young Daniel.
Really? You know what it was about?
No, it's probably something stupid. You know what it's like. Nobody wants to talk about it afterwards.
I'll have a talk to him tonight.
Didn't you ever get into fights when you were his age?
Yes, occasionally, usually over a girl.
There you go, then. It's probably just defending his girlfriend's honour or something.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Libby. She's a nice kid, quiet. She's a good influence on him, anyway.
Oh, good on him.
Have you got a minute? How about the sergeant's position? I've had a word to Inspector Falcon Price, and he's decided to step down from the selection panel.
Clash with the golf club social, does it?
Ben, I made him see that it was in his interest as much as yours to ensure that the decision was totally impartial.
What'd you have to do? Blackmail him?
I merely pointed out that if he sat on a panel that rejected your application, you'd have grounds for appeal. Anyway, he's agreed to remove himself and replace himself with a senior sergeant from outside the district.
So Rusty has a word in the ear of the new senior sergeant. I still miss out on the job, but now there aren't any grounds for appeal.
You're beginning to sound paranoid.
No, just realistic.
Mr. Nichols returning your call.
Beauty. Excuse me. Interesting. Thanks for that, mate. That was a vice principal of Peter and Vivian Ball's previous school. At last year's speech night, the president of the Parents' Association got up and announced to everybody there that she was in love with Peter and they were going to run off together.
What? Things like that never happened at my school.
Well, so obviously they didn't.
Well, no. Husband and wife patched things up and they got jobs up here, except with reverse roles.
So Peter was principal at the last school?
And Vivian was just an ordinary teacher.
Well, I wonder how Peter feels about that.
Well, the teachers I spoke to said their relationship was, quote, tense, unquote.
We need to have another talk to Peter Ball.
Oh, his wife is in surgery.
Yeah, it seems that he might have put her there.
Well, hang on, he's not the first guy in the world to commit adultery. And how did that become a reason for attacking his wife?
OK, you're right. We'll need more evidence.
Where are we going?
Back to the school.
Suze, it's Brad.
Keep me informed on Vivian Ball's condition.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. You know you're good mates with Mitch. Do you spend much time at the Ball's house?
Mitch's mum and dad reckon I'm a bad influence. But if you ask me, it's the other way round.
How's that?
Because they're always fighting, yelling and screaming at each other. Mitch comes to my joint just to get away from all that.
He was at your place last night.
Yeah, real upset he was. Said his mum just cut sick and went storming out of there.
Thanks. Corey.
Anytime.
So now, do you mind if I talk to Peter Ball?
Well, can it at least wait till his wife's off the table?
Mount Thomas 900 to Mount Thomas 258.
258 receiving. Go ahead, Jonesy.
The hospital just called, Ben. Mrs. Ball's out of surgery.
Received that.
How's she doing?
Well, the surgeon said it was a success, but there's no sign of that yet.
I'd like to talk to you.
Now?
If you wouldn't mind.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but it's obviously somebody who likes to gossip.
You didn't mention any of this when we spoke to you earlier.
Because it's between me and Vivian. It's no one else's business.
Oh, I think it's relevant to the case that you and your wife were arguing shortly before she left home last night.
Who told you that?
We spoke to a friend of his son's. Mitch went out last night to get away from the arguing.
He's oversensitive sometimes. Look, it was nothing. It was just a minor disagreement.
What about?
I don't even remember. It was so unimportant.
I'm curious, where did you think that your wife had gone all last night?
Vivian has a close friend in town. I thought she'd probably decided to stay there.
We'll need to talk to Mitch.
You have to speak to Mitch. He's studying for a chemistry exam tomorrow.
Studying where? He's not at home.
He's with his study group.
Hey, Mitch.
What is it, my mum?
No, she's fine. She's still recovering from the op.
Mitch, we'll need to ask you a few questions about last night.
I think we'll leave you to it.
Mitch, we heard about your mum and dad's argument last night.
Bloody Corey.
Can you tell us anything about the fight?
There's not much to tell.
Well, what was it about?
Why do you need to know?
Because so far we haven't come up with a reason why your mum was assaulted.
Has your father ever hit your mum?
What, Dad? What, do you think he did it?
We're more interested in what you think.
I was the one that Mum and Dad were fighting about. I wanted to go to Corey's. Mum started going off at me, and Dad said that I'd been studying hard enough and could go. Then it was on.
On? Like how? What, did things get violent?
They started chucking things. And Dad said... He said that...
What, did he make any threats?
He said that he should have run off with that other woman when he had the chance. Then Mum stormed out.
Did you see your father follow her?
He didn't do it all right.
Did you see him follow her out?
No.
I take it the boy was unable to help you.
Unwilling, more like.
Give him a break. His mum is fighting for life in hospital, and we're around there asking if his dad put her there.
Suze, you don't have to buy everything he says just because he's sweet on you.
Sweet on me.
Good night.
See ya.
Whatever. I just think he deserves a bit of sympathy.
You want a heart, Suze?
Oh, yeah, much younger man.
G'day, Brad. How are you?
Hey.
Oh, yeah, not too bad. How you doing?
Hey.
See ya.
What brings you in here?
Well, since you haven't been returning my phone calls.
I'm sorry. You know, it's been crazy in here today.
Yeah, I remember vaguely.
Did you get your inquiry agent's application done?
Not yet.
Brad, you've got to get the...
Brad, me, I'm not a school kid.
Sorry.
I miss you, Suze.
I miss you too.
I thought you were studying.
Yeah, we were studying.
Chemistry.
Really? I don't think that's the sort of chemistry the VCE board are concerned with. What happened to you? When your books jump up and hit you in the face?
Oh, yeah, something like that. Is it all right if Libby stays over for dinner tonight?
You have warned her that I'm cooking.
Yeah, yep.
And you still want to stay?
You can't be any worse a cook than my mum.
Don't say that till you've tried my cooking.
I'm game.
Silly girl.
This is really good, Mr. Croydon.
Thank you. Nothing like a home-cooked meal, and this is nothing like a home-cooked meal.
Yeah, really good job of opening those cans.
I cooked the rice, didn't I? Isn't your mum a very good cook either?
No.
How about your dad?
He, doesn't live with us.
So, how's the study going? All set for the exam tomorrow?
I hope so.
As ready as we'll ever be.
You must be pretty good at chemistry to be sitting for your final exam a year early.
I need to do well to get into medicine.
You want to be a doctor? Gee, you won't be under the gun for the next few years.
Well, you've got to put the effort in to get anything worthwhile.
Not according to some people.
Like who?
Daniel?
It's not right, Lib.
This wouldn't have anything to do with the incident this afternoon, would it?
We got offered some exam papers today.
Right.
Like the real exam papers, the VCE chemistry.
This year's?
Well, like tomorrow's.
What did you do?
I said no, of course. What do you think?
I think you said no. Who offered them to you?
Corey Fisher.
Well, the Thai place is quite nice.
Are you looking for a place to take the new boyfriend?
Acting Sergeant, Constable Rayner.
The old one, actually, and he's taking me. Brad thought it was time we had a night out.
Constable Rayner.
Why don't you ever do things like that?
I bought you lunch the other day, didn't I?
Toasted ham and cheese sandwich from the Brown Owl.
Was there any indication that the exam papers came from the school?
No. And the thing is, he didn't actually show them to Daniel, so it's his word against this Corey kids.
Well, if there are stolen exam papers going around and they came from Mount Thomas High, that's a possible motive for the assault on Mrs. Ball.
All right, let's check it out.
They're kept in there.
Not in the safe?
The school doesn't have one.
It's locked.
Vivian's extremely security-minded. You have to be in her position.
Do you know where the keys are?
Naturally.
How many people know that's where the keys are kept?
I don't know, not many. There they are, just as I left them.
They're not sealed.
I had to count them to make sure that we had enough for the number of students that are sitting the exam.
Right. Well, you mind counting them again? Just to make sure they're all there.
Hey, Ben. The logbook for the photocopy and the number here doesn't match the number on the counter. Hey, Mr. Ball, how many pages in the exam booklet? 8?
That's right.
Then no bother counting them, there won't be any missing. Someone's made a copy.
You got it wrong. It wasn't the exam papers I had, it was a study guide.
Not what Daniel Curtis said.
Yeah, well, he's got it wrong.
There's an easy way to clear this up. Let's have a look at this study guide and you're out of here.
I haven't got any left. I sold them all.
At $50 a pop.
Guy's got to make a living.
Sounds like a rip-off to me, Corey.
It's free market forces. The value of an item is in direct ratio to what someone's prepared to pay for it.
Economics too, huh?
I never broke into the school, all right?
I don't know if we can believe you. You don't have a very good reputation for the truth.
I was at home all last night. Just ask Mitch.
He said he left your place just after 11. Gives you plenty of time.
How much longer is this going to take? I've got a chemistry exam.
Then you won't want to be sitting around here waiting for a search warrant.
What do you want to search my joint for? You won't find anything.
Don't mind if we don't take your word for that, Corey.
All right. Come on, let's get it over with.
All we found were a few dodgy CDs. Looks like Corey might be a bit of a pirate.
Yeah, and what kid isn't these days?
Well, now that the other kids realise we know about it, perhaps one of them might be prepared to spill the beans.
Any luck?
I get the feeling we're out of bounds.
Seems that everyone has conveniently lost their memory.
Yeah, well, it's not surprising if they're buying exam papers.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch.
What are you doing back here?
Well, it's good news in a way. It's looking like whoever assaulted your mum was after the chem exam paper.
So you don't think it was Dad anymore?
That was only a line of inquiry.
Mitch, has anyone offered to sell you any exam papers?
As if.
Why do you say that?
Well, Mum's the principal and Dad's the head of science. No one's going to risk asking me, are they?
Surely the exam's not over already. How did you go? Not well, I take it. Ah, well, never mind. Always next year.
I creamed it in.
Hey, well done, mate.
Fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe it. Everything we revised, there was a question on.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, it was just sheer luck.
Come on, don't be so modest. You did a lot of hard work.
Oh, you got to get lucky sometimes.
Have you called your mother?
Yeah, she was stoked.
Good. Well, I'd say a celebration lunch is in order.
Oh,
You've got other plans.
yeah, I was going to go and see Libby.
Yeah, well, go on, off you go. We'll make it a celebration dinner.
Okay. See you guys.
See you soon.
See you.
All right, you mate, well done.
Good on you.
Well, as you've been knocked back, I take it you'll be wanting lunch.
Yeah, just the usual, thanks.
And the boss will have the usual.
Oh, yeah? Grace still out of town, is she?
I'll just have the beef burgundy pie, thanks, Chris.
Righto.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, Harry Rees.
Hey, Ben Stewart. How the hell are you?
Fine. This is a colleague of mine, Susie Rayner.
Pleased to meet you.
Susie?
Harry and I go back to academy days.
All right, he's still in the job?
Yeah, for my sins. I'm a senior sergeant down in Nunawading these days.
Listen, Suze, why don't you take the lunches back? Harry and I have got some catching up to do.
Yeah, sure. Nice to meet you.
What are you doing here?
See my mum.
Hey, Joe, is today's internal mail gone?
No, not yet.
Good. Just hold off, will you? I might just get in this application for the sergeant's position.
Yeah, good for you, finally.
You're a happy soul this afternoon?
Why wouldn't I be?
Doesn't have anything to do with that guy you met down the pub, does it?
Or maybe I'm just in a good mood. Mount Thomas Police, Acting Sergeant Stewart speaking. Yes, matron. OK, I'll let him know. Thanks. Boss, report of an assault.
Well, you can deal with it, can't you? Come on, mate, you must have seen something. You've just had 6 stitches put in your head.
Well, I didn't, OK. I was walking out of the video shop and someone king hit me.
So you're not winning any popularity contests lately, are you?
Is this part 2 of what was happening the other day?
No.
It was Corey Fisher who did this, wasn't
I've got nothing to say.
Daniel, it looks like you've been hit on the head with a lump of wood. Now, you can't let anybody get away with that.
Well, I opened my mouth once and I won't make that mistake again.
You can't let these people intimidate you.
Can we just drop it?
Go and pick up Corey Fisher. It's about time I had a word with this bash artist.
Do I get a lift home or not?
I'll come in with you.
OK, just leave me alone.
Daniel!
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Apart from selective amnesia,
Just give me a break.
I'm going back to work. Livy, try and talk some sense into him, will you?
Yeah.
You got him?
Yes. Sorry, who?
Corey Fisher.
No, sorry, boss.
Why not?
Well, he wasn't at home or at the school.
Let's find him.
Is Daniel all right?
He'll live.
That was the hospital. Mrs. Balls regained consciousness.
Mrs. Ball, we know you came back to the school at about 8 o'clock the other night. Can you tell us what happened?
I can't remember. I had to go to work. I walked into my office.
And what? What can you remember?
Nothing. I heard a noise. Nothing. I can't remember.
Did you see anyone?
No. They were behind me.
You sure of that?
No. I don't know.
See? There's plenty of room for someone to be hiding behind the door. Vivian steps through and whack.
Except she was hit front on.
Or maybe she turned around and copped it in the face. They must have been in here before she arrived.
How did they get in here without tripping off the alarm? There's no sign of a break-in. There's only a handful of staff members who know the alarm combination, including the husband.
Yeah, who didn't need to steal exam papers, so maybe...
What's going on out there?
Hey, break it up, you lot.
Are you going to get it, Mark?
What is happening here?
Nothing. Corey, what are you doing up there?
It's a good view from up here.
Don't give us that. You, what is going on?
We want our money back.
Your money for what?
For this.
The chemistry exam.
You're lucky we were there. You would have been in the right mess if they got hold of you.
Which is not surprising after what you did.
I was only trying to make a bit of dosh.
Oh, I'm sure Mrs. Ball will find that very gratifying to hear.
What's it got to do with her?
What do you think? She's been close to death because of your stupidity.
Me? I never done anything to her.
You were in her office copying the exam papers when she walked in on you.
No way!
You panicked, grabbed the paperweight and hit her.
I did not!
These exam papers were kept in a cupboard in her office.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, where did this lot come from then?
Bloke I met in a club. Now, I got well and truly stung. He reckoned they were this year's.
But they're not.
No. Why do you reckon they're all out to get me? I need to be put in some kind of protection program.
So how out of date are we talking here?
2 years? If I'd whacked the ball breaker, I'd have the right ones, wouldn't I?
Very smart. He doesn't sell this year's exam papers, not even last year's, but the year before that.
Not the sharpest pencil in the box, our Corey.
Well, this gets him off the hook for assaulting the principal.
And suggests that we've been looking at the wrong motive.
Somebody ran off 8 pages on the photocopier?
So are you suggesting we've got 2 lots of exam sheets?
Those missing pages could have been someone's dinner invitation, anything.
So what, we're back to some kind of domestic motive?
Well, I didn't feel that Mrs. Ball was telling us the whole truth.
Well, you may be right. But how are you going to make a case unless somebody talks?
I think it's time for Susie to have a word with her special friend.
Hey, Mitch.
Hi. I'm back again?
Yeah, look, there's just a couple of things I wouldn't mind running over if you've got a minute.
Nah, I've got to go to the hospital. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
it'll only take a minute, I promise.
Nah, I'm late already. I've got to go.
Mitch, is something wrong? What's up? What have you done to your hand?
It's a nasty splinter they took out of your hand. You know, it'll probably match the ones in Daniel Curtis's forehead.
I don't know anything about that. Don't I need a lawyer here or something?
What for? We're just asking you a few questions.
When I was at school, the daughter of one of the teachers was in my class. Other kids gave her such a bad time. Can't imagine what it's like having both parents at the school. Mitch, I know you've been under a lot of pressure, but I need to understand how that led you to taking a swing at Daniel with a lump of wood.
It was that fence paling, actually. Because he's a dirty cheater, that's why. Well, how else do you think he went so well in the chem exam? I mean, they knew all the questions in advance. That's why I had a go at him.
Mitch's parents expected him to pass chemistry with flying colours. They didn't realise just how hard it was for him.
Of course, when Corey Fisher offered Mitch an easy fix, he succumbed to temptation and bought one of these shonky exam papers.
Why did he attack Daniel? Corey was the one who duped him.
Well, Mitch studied with Daniel and Libby, and they knew exactly what to study.
Of course, Mitch thought that he had the right paper, that the others were way off beam.
But when they got in the exam room, he realised Daniel and Libby had been spot on. Too spot on.
So he whacked Daniel with the fence paling.
You realise this puts Daniel and Libby in the frame for the...
Yes, of course I realise. Why didn't you tell me all this?
Which isn't enough trouble. I didn't want to get him into more.
What about the cheating he accused you of?
What about it? It's crap.
Did you know exactly which topics to study?
It was just luck, wasn't it?
Was it? Daniel, I'm asking you.
What, so you think I'd break into the school to steal the exam papers?
No, I don't, but you might have an idea who did and not want to say anything.
Well, I haven't.
All right, let's go and see if Libby has.
Look, she'll say the same as me. It was just pure luck that we picked the right exam questions to revise.
I still have to talk to her.
Why are you hassling her? She didn't hit Mrs. Ball.
How do you know?
Because I was with her from right after school until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Are you satisfied with the treatment you've received here today?
Yeah.
Okay. Just sign here, please. And you're free to go.
Mr. Ball, everyone's got their breaking point. The stress of being expected to achieve just got to him.
Well, you don't need to tell me that.
Ben.
It's something you should talk about. The three of you.
Daniel denies having anything to do with stealing the exam papers or assaulting Vivian Ball.
Can anyone corroborate that?
Well, he was with Libby all evening.
And we need to talk to her.
He was pretty defensive about that.
What, you think he's protecting her?
I don't know. Could be. Anyway, I'll have another crack at him tonight before we talk to Libby. If she's involved, it'll be devastating for him. She's his first real girlfriend.
Constable Rayner.
Evening, sir. Senior Sergeant Croydon's just in with Acting Sergeant Stewart.
No need to bother them. It's you I came to see.
Me?
Yes, please, sit. I was just driving through town and realised I hadn't had a chance to catch up. I always like to ensure that the new members are settling in okay.
I'm fine, sir.
So, how are you getting on with the troops? Jones, Parrish, Hasham?
Fine.
Senior Sergeant Croydon's a good man to work for, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And how are you getting along with Acting Sergeant Stewart?
Really well.
He bumped into an old friend today. At the Imperial Hotel at lunchtime, a Senior Sergeant Harry Rees.
He shouldn't be long in there. You can ask him yourself.
I'm talking to you, Constable. Because, you see, Senior Sergeant Rees has been appointed to the selection panel to decide the permanent sergeant's position here. Is that who he met?
Yeah, he did bump into someone, but I didn't quite catch his name.
We'll sort that out tomorrow. Okay. Sir, can I help you?
No. I just dropped in to see how Constable Rayner was getting along.
So, what did the inspector want?
To grill me about your mate at the pub.
And what'd you tell him?
Well, what could I tell him? I just acted dumb.
Oh, great. Now he's going to think I've got something to hide.
Well, haven't you?
Harry is just an old mate.
Yeah, one who happens to be on the selection panel.
As it turns out, yeah.
And you honestly didn't know?
No, believe it or not, his mother lives in Mount Thomas. He was just taking her out to lunch.
So, meeting him at the pub
was just a coincidence.
Well, it was a happy one, judging from your mood afterwards.
Oh, look, sure, I took the opportunity to ask his opinion about the selection panel and whether Russell had said anything about me.
What did he say?
Well, as it turns out, no. Rusty's been keeping right out of it, but now, of course, he's going to think I've got something to hide. Thanks, Suze. Oh.
Brad, dinner, I am so sorry.
I know you got all caught up.
Look, I can make a phone call and we
you
can
know what?
rebook.
Let's forget about it.
Where have you been?
Out.
With Libby?
So what if I have?
I've been trying to contact both of you all night.
Yeah, well, I left my phone at home.
Really? That'd be a first.
Look, can we talk in the morning? I'm pretty naked.
No, we'll talk now.
I don't want to talk, okay?
No, it's not okay. What's that?
Nothing.
Let me have a look. Are these what I think they are?
The chem exam papers.
Oh, thanks.
Look, I'm really sorry about yesterday, the inspector. I just didn't know what to say. I mean, maybe if you told me...
Forget about it. It's okay.
Well, I can ring him and explain if that will help.
No. It'll look like I've put you up to it. That'll make him even more suspicious.
Acting Sergeant, Constable Rayner. Take a pew.
The exam paper.
It was at Libby Aylett's place?
Well, after Mitch hit me, I got to wondering why he'd think we cheated. And I just thought it was weird that we'd stumbled on the right questions the night before.
That was Libby's doing.
Well, she was, like, steering us in the right direction.
Then why didn't you say anything?
Well, I wasn't going to dob her in. She just kept nagging at me, so I wanted to see if there was any proof. Well, I went round to her place last night and fronted her about it. Of course, she denied it. But when she went to go and get me a drink, I poked around her room and I found them in a drawer.
He didn't want to show them to me last night.
Well, I didn't know what to do. She's my girlfriend.
Tell him the rest.
I lied about being with her all that night. I didn't get to her place until about 10:30 or so.
I can't believe he said that. I've never seen this before in my life.
You didn't photocopy them?
No way.
So you deny breaking into the principal's office?
Of course I do. I didn't hit Mrs. Ball, and if Daniel says I did, he's a liar.
The exam papers, of course. That's what they were copying.
You remember seeing someone?
No, but I heard the photocopier. I remember that now. I thought one of the staff must have been working back. That's why the alarm was switched off.
It was off?
Yes, when I came in, I went to disarm it, but it had already been switched off.
Well, so how many people know the combination?
Oh, just a handful with the 2 deputy principals, my husband. That's all, really.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, wait, there is someone else.
You knew the combination, Libby. A few weeks ago, Mrs. Ball got called away from a late meeting and left you to lock up.
That was ages ago. I can't remember what it was.
You didn't expect her to come back to school that time of night, did you?
Probably didn't hear with the photocopier going.
She walks in, you panic, grab the nearest heavy object and...
That wasn't me.
Who else would it be, Libby? You were the one who broke in and stole the exam papers.
I didn't hit her. I heard her coming down the corridor, so I grabbed the copies I'd made and hid.
So she didn't know you were there?
I thought for sure she'd open the door and find me. I could hear her coming towards me. And then someone else came into the room and I heard her say, "What are you doing here?"
Do you know who that was?
Yeah.
We need to speak to Mitch.
This is a family matter. We don't want to press charges.
It's gone far beyond that, I'm afraid.
It's all right, Dad. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It was always my fault. It was always me they were arguing about. Nothing I do is ever good enough. I've always got to try harder, do better.
Your mum says that?
Dad too, but it's not as bad.
What happened that night?
I wanted to go to Corey's, but Mum doesn't like him. Says it's a waste of space. Dad said that I'd been studying hard enough so I could go.
That's how the argument started?
Yeah. He started yelling and screaming as usual. When Mum stormed out, said she was going back to work. I followed her back to the school. I wanted to talk to her.
What about?
It was just getting too hard. It was just getting on top of me. I wanted to drop out, get an apprenticeship or something.
I take it she wasn't impressed by that.
She said it was the most ridiculous idea she'd ever heard. I tried to talk to her. She just wouldn't listen.
So you knock her unconscious?
My head felt like it was going to explode. I was standing over her. I was looking down at her.
Could have just walked away. Why didn't you just walk away?
Well, maybe if you'd just taken him seriously for once.
So what are you suggesting? That it was my fault?
You never listen. You never let him have opinions. You never praise his ideas. You just push him harder and harder.
Well, it's the only way, Peter. There's so much to learn these days. It just has to be crammed in.
So what'll happen to Mitch?
That's up to the courts. But aggravated assault's a very serious charge.
What about Libby?
She'll be charged with burglary. She's very lucky that Mrs. Ball recovered, otherwise she'd be looking at something far more serious.
I can't believe she did it.
I know. And I know you were just trying to protect her, which is very noble, of course, but a bit,
Stupid, yeah, I know.
Stupid's probably a bit harsh. Misguided, maybe.
So what'll happen about the exam? Or, I mean, will they flunk me because I cheated? I mean, because at the time I didn't know that she'd seen the questions.
Well, there'll be an investigation, of course, but as you didn't actually see the exam paper, it should be okay.
You reckon?
I checked. I made some inquiries at the Education Department.
Thanks.
Daniel, I'd better get back to the station.
Well, no, don't. What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you, just to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Daniel, I was desperate. I couldn't pass that chemistry exam.
Well, I couldn't care less about the exam. How could you just leave her lying there all night like that?
I panicked.
Yeah, right. Well, some doctor you'd make. Was that too mean?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd better go.
G'day, sir.
Stuart, in here. This is the last time I let you or anyone talk me out of normal procedure.
Susie, no, bad idea.
If you'd explain what happened, sir. Not now, Rena.
Sorry, sir. I may have unintentionally given the inspector the wrong idea yesterday.
Go on.
Well, I may have given you the impression that Acting Sergeant Stewart's meeting with his friend was less than accidental.
And of course, now you believe it was totally fortuitous.
Absolutely, sir. Completely unforeseen.
Well, you might believe that, Constable, but I don't. It's just too much of a coincidence.
Believe it or not, sir, that is
Do you know what I
exactly
believe?
what happened.
I believe you met with Senior Sergeant Harry Rees yesterday with the express intention of influencing the outcome of the selection panel, and I've written a memo to that effect. You've undermined the integrity of the whole system, Stuart. You can kiss your promotion goodbye.